And a night that started out with so much hope, so much potential for Barça. In a big match, if they had beaten Girona, they could have closed the gap to near the top of the La Liga table. But this match ended in a disaster. The final score, Girona 4, Barça 2, and really the score looks respectable, but it could have been far worse. It could have been 5-6-2, 7-2. That's how badly Barcelona played. So let's dive into it. What happened in this match and what did Xavi do wrong? There's a lot of things to go over, so let's go. Now, anytime you face an opponent, as a coach, as a player, you have to be aware of three things: time, situation, and opponent. By time, you have to be aware of the time of the game, during the game. Okay, if it's the first 10-15 minutes of the game, don't concede early goals. Don't have your tactics in such a way where the opponent can take advantage of it and score early goal. You concede early goals. Don't be wide open. Start out a little bit conservative. It's okay to be 0-0 in the first 15 minutes of the game. Situation. When you get a chance to score, opponent is down or is struggling, you better score. You better put the game away or they will come back and punish you. And the opponent. You have to understand who the opponent is. You cannot attack them all the time if they also can attack you all the time. That's the last thing you want to do, right? Imagine you are in a boxing match and you have a good right hook and your opponent also has a good right hook. Now, if you continuously try to throw your right hook to him, you better make sure that he doesn't knock you out first, right? He doesn't land his right hook on you so that you're knocked down. So you have to stay away from his strength also. So you have to understand the opponent that way and set your tactics that way. Now the game started out in the first 10 minutes wide open, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Barcelona created several good chances. You know, we were threatening, we were scoring. The one problem was that we were all about attack. We pushed with all of our players, pushed forward, and he left the back door open. And of course, Girona recognized it, and they counterattacked, and they had several good chances on their own as well. And the moment came on the 12th minute when Barca lost the ball, and from the midfield, all it took was one pass to dissect our back line. And next thing you knew, the two forwards for Girona, the two Ukrainian forwards for Girona were wide open. And Dovbyk made it 1-0. There's nothing Iñaki Peña could do. And, this picture doesn't do justice, but there wasn't a defender within 5 yards of Dovbyk. Koundé is there trying to stop him, but it wasn't even close. This was an embarrassing goal, completely embarrassing goal. And I'm saying, okay, it's 1-0. All right, it's 12 minutes. We still got a lot of time to go. We're gonna make it up. So we're gonna continue to attack and we're gonna continue to adjust. And this game is not gonna end in 1-0. The moment came, Girona conceded a corner. Rafinha kicked the corner, and Lewandowski headed the ball and scored and leveled the score 1-1. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's 1-1. Let's go. We're back in the game. And there's going to be more goals, and we're the ones who's going to score the goals. But the problem was we were all attack. Attack, attack, attack. Xavi's tactic was push forward and attack. But the opponent is a very potent attacking opponent. You don't do that. You cannot have a very high back line and just attack all the time, because once they get the ball and hit us on counterattack, all it took was, as I said before, 1 or 2 passes. Before you knew it, they had a free run right into the box. So in this goal, which came on the 40th minute, we lost the ball and they built the attack. Girona built the attack well, got around all of our defenders, and Miguel Gutierrez got the ball and he literally walked into the box. Not a single defender was within 10 yards of him until he was about to shoot the ball. And by the time he shot the ball, it was already in the net, and there was nothing really Iñaki Peña could do. And it was very alarming because Girona had several other chances which they missed. Wide open. Who is defending? What happened to our defending today? What kind of tactic Xavi was playing today? I will never understand. So you're thinking it's halftime. Xavi is going to come out with adjustments. He's going to make some changes, and he's going to, look at understand what's happening, and he's going to say, you know what? We are attacking all the time. We're going forward all the time. Our back line is too high, and they're killing us. You know what? We're going to drop back a little bit. Be a little more conservative. It's only a 2-1 game, and our chances are going to come. We got players. We got enough quality there who can go up the pitch and create chances. No, it's the same old thing in the second half. And in fact, his substitutions just doesn't make any sense. So he brought in Baldi. He took out Christensen. The problem is he had Baldi playing as a center back. So the back line in early second half was Koundé as the right back. Araujo was the center half. Baldi, who never played center back in his life, was playing center back next to Araujo. And then he had Cancelo as the left back. My question is why? What kind of a fantasy tactic is this? Did we expect anything good after that? I didn't think so. Immediately all alarms went off in my head. I'm just like, wow, this is going to be a problem. And Girona continuously attacked. It wasn't like Barcelona controlled the game. We tried to score. Yeah, we had our chances. We tried to create chances. We missed a lot of chances. We had a lot of shots. Some of them were from outside the box, but I felt like every time Girona had the ball, they were about to score. That's the feeling I had in this game. And whereas every time Barcelona had the ball, even though we had a lot more shots and we were creating chances, I didn't feel like we were going to score. I didn't feel like we were threatening enough where there were going to be more goals coming from us. Well, on the 80th minute, this is another. As you can see, it's kind of embarrassing. How open the Girona players were. In this case, Valery Hernandez, who made it 3-1. But look at how open he is. Late into the match, on the 92nd minute, Gundogan made it 3-2. Okay, I'm saying, okay, 3-2, that's respectable, but, still we're behind. We're probably not going to win. Within minutes, Lewandowski had a free header. Free header. Just look at the picture. Free header. All he has to do is connect and direct the ball into the net. It's an easy 5 yards from the goal line. He should connect. Instead, the ball, instead of the head, he connects it with his shoulder. The ball hits him on the shoulder, and it doesn't even go close to the goalpost, close to the net. It just goes away. It was the most frustrating thing I have ever seen. It was unreal. Lewandowski continues to have problems. He continues to have problems. And on the 95th minute, once again, just look at how open Stuani is. There was a free kick. The free kick, no one was marking anybody. And Girona players were waving their hands. They were so wide open. And the free kick was passed, lobbed over to the Girona player, and who crossed it to a wide open Stuani, who just tapped it in from 3 yards. Just look at how open it is. There's nobody defending. What happened to our defending? In a big match like this has to fall on the coach and his tactics. You have to put your players in a position to win. Your tactics cannot be in such a way so that the game becomes so unbalanced like this, to the point where The opposition team, every time they have a ball, they are wide open. Every time they have a possession, they're wide open and they're about to score all the time. Iñaki Peña made some great saves. I mean, without him, this score is even worse. And of course, Girona also missed a lot of easy chances as well. They scored 4 goals. They could have scored 8. That's how bad this performance was by Barcelona. And once Stuani scored the 4th goal, it was really game, set, match. Game was over. Well-deserved performance by Girona. They deserved to win. Barcelona had a pretty miserable game. We did attack all the time. We did create a lot of chances. But, you know, in football, it can't be just attack all the time. You have to play good in midfield. You have to have a good defending on the back line. And then you got to attack as well. You have to have all 3 phases of the game in unison, performing coherently. And that's what didn't happen tonight. And Girona punished us, man. And well-deserved. They're at the top of the La Liga table. And I can't deny that they were the better team. I always talk about the good, bad, and the ugly in every match. The good in this match was Frankie de Jong. It seemed like he was the only one who was running around, who had any urgency to defend, who had any urgency to possess the ball, and some of his passes were outstanding, and he had an outstanding game. The bad, well, you know, it's Xavi's tactics. As I mentioned earlier in the video, your tactics have to be balanced, and it has to consider time, situation, and opponent, and Xavi's tactics did not align with those 3 elements. Ugly was the entire team defending. You know, this is probably the worst defensive performance by Barcelona in a long time. Araujo had a horrendous match. Maybe it was because he had a jaw fracture or a broken jaw. That's why it affected him. But this was one of his worst performances. And Koundé, my God, I don't think I've ever seen a match where Koundé and Araujo were as bad at the same time. And Christensen wasn't good either, and Cancelo wasn't good either. So all 4 members of our back line were pretty bad. This was a horrendous performance, ugly performance. So let me know what you think. Put your comments below, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. I appreciate it. Until next time, take care.